I want to plug a YouTube channel by a new pro-male content maker called Trevor Cormier. I will post his channel link in the description. Instead of re-uploading one of his videos, I will instead put a few of his blog posts onto text-to-speech, to show you the high-quality pro-male content he is capable of. The pro-male army is growing. We need as many men as possible to speak up and spread this new pro-male ideology.
Fathers and Their Daughters. By Trevor Cormier. A comedian draws a scene. He catches a teenaged boy with his teenaged daughter. He murders the boy and says to his daughter, "We'll say that he raped you." The audience laughs. Why does the audience laugh? Because a truth was exaggerated to absurdity. A question comes to mind. Why does a father guard his daughter in an era where pregnancy is hardly a problem and virginity is no longer a must for partnership? The answer is one word: incestual. Why else does a father express approval of a male suitor who reminds him of himself? It's a form of incest that is backed by society because the father gains no sexual gratification while the father prevents sexual gratification of low-status males, which is exactly what a teenaged boy is. The father exerts effort to raise the level of his daughter's sexual market value to its peak whether she needs it or not. Any boy the father catches her with will, at best, begrudgingly tolerated and, at worst, be physically threatened. The father's daughter reminds him of his wife before his wife suffered the effects of aging and was sullied by his seed. Truly a female worth worshipping. As for his son, any girl he is caught with by the father will, at worst, be kindly separated for morality's sake. The girl will not be threatened or chased off. She will be encouraged to stay while the father regards his son with jealousy for being with the sexual partner he, himself, would prefer to court. A second question comes up: what causes a more violent reaction in a man? Finding a man with his wife? Or finding a boy with his daughter? Conclusion: fathers are complete slaves, so filled with self-loathing, that they would harm a person whom they would regard as a child in any other circumstance, for committing an act they themselves would love to commit. Trevor Cormier, on degeneracy. By Trevor Cormier. Degeneracy is a term used by men who do not get the sex they want to attack the men who they perceive as getting the sex they want. Men who are happy with their sex lives don't care about the sex lives of other men. How much policing did Hugh Hefner do in the Playboy Mansion? My guess is very little. No doubt there was an anything goes as long as no one gets hurt policy there. After all, who is going to be the arbiter of what is and isn't acceptable within legal bounds when your true fantasies can be actualized? Whatever lip service was given against possible degeneracy of the Playboy Mansion, the actual attitude of the average man was one of envy and desire to participate in the activities. On another note, marriage counselors often suggest to couples bored with their sex lives to spice it up, a euphemism for deviancy. To deviate is to merely move off the beaten path, a very innocuous definition. However, when it comes to sex, deviation has negative connotations, and that word will not be used when describing the sex lives of women or couples involving women. Deviancy and degeneracy are words almost universally used to describe male-only sex lives. A word used for women's degeneracy is nasty. Nasty usually has a negative connotation but takes a positive spin when describing female degeneracy. Men love to brag about the nasty sex they had with some woman. The degenerate accusation is rarely used by left-wing men due to their affiliation with the LGBT community. The left would have to split hairs on what is and isn't degenerate. Right-wing men do not have this problem. They will hypocritically have nasty sex with a woman, however, as they want sexual variety as much as any other degenerate.